Hello! Welcome back to the Remote Sensing Cookbook. Thanks for joining us.
Hello! So today we're going to learn how to put together the base in Rover for the Leica GNSS. So you can see here, I've already got the tripod out. It has yet to be leveled, but it's ready to go. And if you come here, we can run through all of the equipment that we have in our package. So we have a Rover disc, a base, we've got a beautiful controller, we've got a holder for the controller for the Rover pole, we have the tri-back and carrier, the external battery for the base, we've got the antenna holders, the measuring device, and then the battery cable. So first things first, we're gonna put together the base. So to do that, I grabbed the tri-back and the carrier, and I'm going to attach this to the base, or to the tripod. And I just center it over the tripod. Should be good. Next, I attach the tri-back. There's a little switch here. If you come in a little bit closer, there's a switch here that will open up the holes so that you can place the tri-back, and then you just flip that back in. Okay, next we're gonna attach the measuring device. We use this to measure the distance from the base to the ground. So you can attach that. There's just a little hole right there. And then you can take the ruler or the measuring tape out, bring it all the way to the ground, hold it straight, and then read off the value at this marker line. And save that value for later because you're going to need it. And you can hit that button to bring the measuring tape back into the base. Next, we're going to attach the base. So you just screw this onto the top of the tripod holder here. Beautiful. Next, we're going to attach the external battery. So we can actually just hang this on the tripod here. And then attach the cable. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. So you'll notice with the cable, there are 5 pins on one side, and then there are 8 pins on the other side of the cable. The 5 pin goes into the external battery, and you just want to line up the red dot that's on the pin with the red dot that's on the battery, and it should just slide right in. You shouldn't have to maneuver and fudge around with it. It should go in very nicely. Secondly, we put the cable into the base, and once again you're lining up those red dots, and you should be able to get it in. Finally, we can attach the antenna. And there's a plug here, and you just insert the antenna onto that. You should just push it a little bit until you hear a bit of a snap. You shouldn't have to push it too hard. And that is setting up the base for the Leica GNSS. Next thing we're going to do is turn on the controller by pressing the power button, and the GNSS base by pressing the power button just for a second or two, until these 2 lights turn green. You don't want to hold it for too long, or else it will reset the connection. Great, so now we have the GNSS disc, the base disc, turn on here. We have the Bluetooth ready to go. It's green. The SD card is good to go. It's checking for the 3DCQ value. And then this arrow here, the fact that that's green, that means that it's ready to start sending signals out, which is exactly what we want for the base. You'll see later in the video for the Rover, we want the receiving green light to be on. So this is good. This is what we want. And then if we go to the screen here on the controller, Bluetooth is searching for a device which cannot be found. We'll just hold this off for now. We're gonna go to jobs and data. We're gonna create a new job. Name, we'll call this training. Description, you can add that. Creator, you can add that. SD card, that's where we're saving our measurements for this. And then we're gonna store. Great. So now we can go into the base menu because we're trying to load the base disk. So we can do this for now. Go to work, go to base menu, and then instrument, base connections, connect to base. GS14, great. Connection using Bluetooth, yep, last used this date for this pin, and then we can search. This is fine, we'll just hit OK and search. Great, that's the one that we want, and it's connected to a GS sensor. You can see this in the corner here, and we have the Bluetooth going. And if you go to the actual base itself, this is blue, which is perfect. That's what we want to show that it's successfully connected. Okay, great. Okay, now that it's successfully connected, we're gonna hit OK. We're gonna go to work, and then we're gonna choose what kind of setup we want. Since we're not using a control point with defined latitude, longitude, and elevation, we're just going to go to over any point because we're just setting up over a random point. Great. We're going to enter the antenna height, which we measured to be 0.888 meters. Great. We're setting the RTK base antenna up on the tripod, so we can leave that. And then the vertical offset, we're going to put that there. Point ID, we're going to enter this training site. This is just where you can set up the point name for the site that you're setting up the base tripod. Next. Okay. Base setup is complete. Great. So now we can go in and set up the Rover. Okay, so now we're gonna put together the Rover pole. So to do so, we're gonna start by screwing on the Rover disc onto the pole here. Great, that's tight. We now put the antenna on, and once again, we're just gonna snap this in. Great. Finally, we're gonna attach this, the holder for the controller. You just slide that on. And then you can put the controller on to that side and then just tighten the bolt there. Next, we're going to turn on the Rover by just holding this here for a second, or holding the on button for a minute. Once again, not too long, because if you do, then it will reset. And then finally, we're going to push this in and extend the Rover pole height. And when it's not freezing, it will hold. So, because we're in a very cold climate right now, this actually just froze, but usually you're able to push the button in and extend the pole height, and then you can read off the height of the pole with the fine font that's right here, and as well as up here. You'll need to save that value when you're setting up the Rover. The last piece that I'm going to point the attention to is the is the leveling bubble here that you're going to use when you're taking measurements. Great. So we're now going to connect the Rover to the controller. So we're going to go to the Rover menu. It's going to say connection to GS sensor lost. That's fine. All right. So we're going to go to Instrument, Connections, GS Connection Wizard. We're going to select GS14, Bluetooth. That's the device that we're connecting to. And we're going to click search. Oh, wait. And this is the one that we want to connect to, so we're going to hit next. Okay, so it's connected to GS sensor. You can hit finish. To enter the antenna height, we're going to go to Instrument. We're going to go to GPS settings. We're going to go to antenna heights. And GS14 pole, which is what we're using for the Rover. And we're going to put in 2 meters. Well, hypothetically it's only a meter, but if we had the pole extended all the way, we'd put that as 2 meters. And then we hit OK. Great. So this is now connected, and then you're ready to go and start measuring points whichever way you'd like to.
Thanks for watching. This tutorial is brought to you by the Remote Sensing Cookbook. Stay tuned for other remote sensing updates and how-tos. Also, be sure to check out our website linked below and feel free to submit requests and post questions on our forum.